Hello, I just wanted to take a quick second and do some reviewing with you. These problems are still addition and subtraction of integers, but as you can tell, there are way more numbers than just two. So I'm going to show you how to go about solving these, and then you will be doing some practice on your own. So here we go. Numbers are going to stay the same, okay? So here's a negative adding when we add integers, okay? You don't change anything. Subtracting is when you do add the opposite. Okay, so if there's subtracting happening, that's when you're going to do add the opposite. And the reason for that is because we like to do adding better or more, and you guys typically are better at adding. So we're going to take and flip-flop the subtracting to adding, and because we're flip-flopping that, we have to flip-flop and take the opposite of the following number. So here we go. Here's a negative, that's adding, positive number. Here's our first sign, that's subtracting. So we're going to take and make that a plus sign. And then we need to add the opposite. So the opposite of 5 is negative 5. And I'm just going to write it above here because I don't really have a lot of space. So that's going to become negative 5. Then I have another subtraction sign. So I'm going to add again. And I need to then add the opposite. So the opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. And now I can do scoreboard with that and add them all up. So now I have team positive and negative, and I'm just going to list the numbers out in their proper spots. Okay, so I listed them out. I have 9 plus 5, which is 14, positive. And for team negative, I have 9. So who wins? Well, team positive does. By how much? Well, they win by 5. So the answer then is positive 5. Alright, let's do another one. Here we go. We have this one here. We're going to, anytime there's a subtraction sign, we're going to add the opposite. So here's a subtraction sign. Boom. Add that. Take the opposite of 7, or sorry, negative 7, which is 7. That's an addition sign, so we don't change that, so we leave that alone. Here's another subtraction sign. We're going to add. Now the opposite of negative 1 is positive 1. Okay, now we can do scoreboard again. Here you can see that I've written out all the positives and negative numbers in their teams. Who wins? Team positive wins because they have 14 points total. And negative just has 4, so they win by 10. So my answer then is 10. Alright, one more. Here we go. Adding, so we don't change anything. Adding, so we don't change anything. Subtraction, so we add. And then the opposite of 4 is negative 4. And I'm just going to rewrite it on top there for room, so for space. So negative 4, I'm going to make, make my scoreboard positive and negative. Fill in the numbers where they belong. Alright, and then who wins? Well, positive has 10 points total. If we add all those up, and negative has 6 points total. So who wins? Positive wins by how much? They win by 4, so my answer there is 4. Now in class, I showed you the way of just circling. So I'm going to do a couple of the circling. Here we go. Negative 5 is our first number. Positive 1. Negative 9. And -8. Remember, the sign is always in front of the number. Now you're just going to put those into your scoreboard. Positive and negative. Okay, so positive is 1. That's the only one that's positive. Negative is 5, 9, and 8. Okay, who wins? Well, Team Positive just has 1 point, so clearly Team Negative wins. By how much? Well, they had a total here of 22. So how much did they win by? They won by 21, so your answer there is -21 then. Alright, I'm just going to do one last one using the circling method. If it makes sense to you, then use it. If it doesn't, stick to adding the opposite for subtracting. This is just another way to look at it. Alright, that's a -2, obviously. Then this is a +5. This is where it gets a little trickier. Here we have a plus and negative. Because it's a plusing and negative, it's still just a negative. Okay. And then we have the last one is -8. So we're going to do scoreboard, positive and negative. And we have -8, positive, nope, -1, +5, and -2. Who wins? Team Negative. By how much? Well, their total was 11. They won by 6, so my answer is -6. And I guess I changed my mind. I'm going to show you this other method quick. Okay, just wanted to point out when you're circling, okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but here we go. Here's a -8, this is +9, this is -3. Here, when we circle this one, we have 2 signs, and a negative and a negative make a big positive, so that's going to be a +9. Notice the difference when it's a positive with a negative. Okay, it's going to be a negative number. It's only when there's 2 negative signs does it make a positive. Okay, thanks for watching. Get after it.